let's face it, a wolf, a leopard, we can make a case for, are pretty good animals when it comes to assassination. They're not great for espionage, but at least they can handle the assassination part. But turning into soap and becoming a giraffe, who thought that was a great idea for CP9 special agents of the government? How do these two fruits really stack up? Are they really the perfect devil fruit for CP9/CP0 agents? Doesn't really fit. Even though they were able to make it work, when you look at CP9 and CP0 as a whole, they really don't have great devil fruits for their jobs. And we're just gonna skip over the fact that even though they're supposed to be secret agents, somehow they're world famous, especially Rob Lucci. And we're also gonna not talk about or put disrespect on my guy Bluno, because arguably he is the only member of CP9/CP0 that has an appropriate devil fruit for espionage. So we're gonna go through all the members of CP9 and CP0, and I'm gonna assign them devil fruits that would make infinitely better at their job, or that would at least fit espionage, with the exception of Bluno, because he has the perfect devil fruit. He can make a door to any place. That is perfect for espionage and assassination.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Also, I don't want to hear about in the comments, what about the Api no Mi or the Gasu no Mi? None of these people are chemists, nor are they doctors, so they are not the perfect people for these fruits. They already have the perfect uses for these fruits. Law and Caesar Clown. They are the ones who can make the best use of those fruits. Before we start our list, please make sure that you interact with those buttons so that you can give me support, and this will help the video get shared around. So now, let's get into our list. So at the top of our list, we have Kumadori, and for him, I would give him the Paw fruit. He already has the ability to manipulate his hair, to fight against different people, but allowing him to have the Paw fruit, imagine how many attacks he could block, and with its pushing ability, he could be very deadly in a fight. Much more deadly than he is right now with just manipulating his hair into fists and different objects. Next up, the Hana no Mi, and for that, I give to our main guy, Rob Lucci, because he just likes to fight with hands, and being able to summon hands of any size and squash people and spawn them out of different places and strangle them or do whatever other malicious things, I just feel like because of the type of person he is and his justice, which always seeks to find the most violent way to accomplish a goal, I think that he, no pun intended, would love to get his hands dirty when it comes to accomplishing his job and assassinating people. And in espionage, he could spawn different body parts on any different surface. He would be able to spy and get information or get information out at any time. And he could make clones of himself. Imagine fighting two Rob Luccis. I mean, I don't think he could take Gear 5th Luffy, but you know, that would still be a very tough fight for most fighters, because Rob Lucci is a top tier fighter. Next up, we have the Buki no Mi, the weapon fruit. I would give it to Kaku, because his devil fruit right now, of being a giraffe, although he does make it work, it really is not suited for espionage or being an assassin. In fact, I give it to Kaku only because I know he won't misuse his power. He won't turn himself into like an atom bomb or something and kill everybody. And because he likes his slicing attacks, he can become different types of swords. He could also become different types of guns and all types of other manner of weapons. And I feel like he would be able to use this fruit in a very balanced way. And next we segue over to our guy Guernica. This guy needs the Giro no fruit, which allows you to see everything on the island, because that's the only way he would have been able to see that fate coming. My man got packed up by Kaido. He did his job very well, and he got a picture of Sun God Nika somehow after getting packed up and then dying later. They say that he was even stronger than Rob Lucci, but after what Kaido did to him, I don't know. I don't know how strong he really was. That's really questionable in my mind. Now, what are we gonna do about Jabra? Because Jabra, you know, I could say a wolf has some stuff to it. Jabra, you know, is a really good fighter. I like Jabra a lot. He's really, really funny. We're gonna give him two different fruits that pretty much at this point in the publication of One Piece, they pretty much do the same thing. We don't know what the QB fruit, what the additional abilities of that fruit are, but he could either have the QB fruit or the Mane no Mi, which is held by Mr. 2 Bon Clay, which will allow him to transform into other people. And given how funny he is and how he likes to joke around even when he's fighting, I think that this would have unlimited comedic properties, and of course being able to turn into other people that you have touched would be invaluable when it comes to espionage. And being an assassin, you could just turn into a person that the target knows and assassinate them. Before we go any further on the list, please make sure that you're interacting with these buttons. Give me a like, share, comment. Please interact with the video. It helps it out a whole lot. Show your boys some love. And with that, we're going to keep going with our list. Now we have Fukuru, that big round guy with the zipper mouth. That's how I always remember him. He's really good at blitzing people and moving quickly, so I want to give him the clear fruit, which was held by Absalom, who we hate. Then it got a much better user, and Shiryu of the Rain, who was an ex-guard of the Impel Down. Basically, as far as we know, it does turn the user invisible, and it seems like it can make a person invisible to Haki, but it's not 100% confirmed. But the fact that such a big guy will be able to move around at the speeds that he does invisibly would make him all the more devastating. That brings us to Khalifa. Now Khalifa, because of her attractiveness, I feel she can get into any room with no problem. So I feel like all of the members of CP9 or CP0 could hide inside her, if she had the castle fruit. In her case, she could easily get the whole crew in somewhere and hide weapons all on her person with this castle fruit, and it would be great for assassination and espionage. At least it would be much better than soap. I mean, Oda really stretched it with the soap. I was like, oh, come on. Now we're gonna talk about everybody's favorite villain in One Piece right now. But of course, we're talking about Spandam.
Not the cap.
Sensational.
Who actually, even though I was sarcastic with that last comment, he actually is a really good villain. He actually did do what he said. He had the power to call a buster call and did it.
He's out of line, but he's right.
The thing that is messed up about Spandam is that he's not a proper threat. He's not really a fighter like that. He has a great sword in Funk Free, that sword that turns into an elephant, but I mean, that's not enough to really make him a threat. I think an equally goofy character has a devil fruit that would suit him like a glove. I feel that Foxy's Noro no Mi, which can slow down any target with these fictional Noro beams, it can slow down any target for 30 seconds. I feel like he would be an absolute threat if he could do that, because even the most unskilled, clumsy guy, 30 seconds, how long does it take to shoot somebody? How long does it take somebody to stab somebody? No time at all. If he used that just basically in that form, he would be so much more threatening and be an actual useful fighter to a degree in any fight, if you can slow people down for 30 seconds. Now Maha, a character that really didn't do much. I mean,
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you something. We don't care.
Well, he did fight Izo and he did die. It was like a double unaliving when it came to Izo and Maha. And I would give him the Mark fruit because he was fighting a marksman. Currently, that fruit is held by Vanderdecken down in Fishman Island. And even though he's a laughable villain, it does have a useful ability. Anybody that you touch, as long as you don't wash your hand, you can throw any object from any direction in any place and it will automatically travel to that person and try to harm them, or you can send them mail or whatever you want to do with a fruit like that. But I feel like because we don't know too much about him and he fought a marksman, I think this will be the perfect fruit for him. So before we go any further on this list, we have 5 honorable mentions. The Mirror fruit, which is held by Brule of the Big Mom Pirates, which allows you to basically do what Bluno does but to a less effective degree. You can come out of any reflective surface and it gives you a way into an alternate dimension, which is the mirror world. Also, our second honorable mention is Van Augur's Warp Devil Fruit, and it's pretty self-explanatory. It allows you to teleport to any place that you see. Third, we have the String no Mi, which is held by Don Quixote do Flamingo, and it's such a perfect devil fruit for him. I mean, I just can't imagine giving it to someone else. Although if I had to pick, I'd probably give it to our guy Gabalucci, because he is a bit of a manipulator, but he manipulates for evil, kind of like Doflamingo. Our fourth devil fruit that we're going to talk about is the Fude no Mi, which was held by Conjuro. It's a fruit that allows you to bring any drawing to life. We don't have any information confirming that the members of CP9 are artists, so they would not be able to make the best use of this fruit. Our last honorable mention is the Chop fruit, which is held by one of the best characters in One Piece, Buggy D Clown, and basically it allows you to split up your body members. You can never be cut by anything, and and it would just be so great for espionage. You're talking to somebody, and then out of nowhere, your hand comes flying from the back, and you stab them right in the back. That would be so useful to have your body members separated, and using them in tandem would really, make a person a very good assassin or spy. The fact that Buggy even has limited floating or flying capabilities with the Chop Chop fruit is also another extremely useful use of that fruit, as long as his feet are touching the ground. As for our last three members of CP9/CP0, I'm gonna give Stussy the poison fruit, which is held by Magellan and impelled down instead of her vampire bat fruit, which she does use well, but I feel like poison fruit would be great. And before you guys get up in the comment section and start saying, actually, it would not cause her to have diarrhea. Magellan is he's a great character, and he's slept on, he's underrated, but this guy chooses to eat poison that he's not immune to. That's why he has diarrhea like 18 hours a day. So if she takes this power, she's an instant one-hit kill. A girl like that, she doesn't seem like she's much of a fighter, so she needs an instant kill, an instant win factor. And I feel like the poison fruit, she could use that effectively, and she's actually a ruler in the underworld, and she could be a proper threat with a power like that. Now we're going to talk about Joseph, and really there's nothing really to say about him because we really don't know much about him. He was in Dressrosa. He doesn't have a devil fruit. We don't know anything about him, but a useful fruit that would be great for espionage and for assassination is the Com fruit, which was held by Rocinante Don Quixote, who was the brother of Doflamingo. If we gave him the Com fruit, well, he would actually be able to deafen everyone within a certain range, and he could carry out whatever deeds without making a sound, which I know what you're thinking. They're spies, they're trained government operatives. They should already know how to be that quiet, but it would just be an extra layer of quiet. We don't know anything about him, but it is a good espionage fruit. Now, lastly, we have Gishmonda, and basically we don't know too much about him either. He was the taller guy that was with them at Onigashima. Basically, I would give him the Tanuki fruit, which is held by Thomas Teapot. And basically, it seems like this fruit can turn the user into a Tanuki, and Tanukis have the ability to transform into different things. And so he could transform into, I guess, different people and items, which would definitely be effective in espionage and in carrying out assassinations. So these are my picks for the best devil fruits for espionage/assassinations. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Are there any fruits that I missed? What fruits would you give the different members of the CP0 and 9 agency? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that everybody has a great rest of the day. Make sure that you interact with those buttons and show your boy some love. Give me some support on both the YouTube and TikTok page, and I'll see you guys in the next one.